Initially, he was only booked for 4 days, but this soon expanded into a full-time contract due to Sting enjoying working with the company. It would become his home for the next 11 years, in fact, as a whole new generation got to see him in action. His early years in TNA were characterized by his feud with Jeff Jarrett, with this really heating up in 2006 after the Stinger kayfabe announced his retirement from the ring. This led to Jarrett scoping out the Nebraskan's home, looking for proof that he was lying as he so desperately suspected. However, after catching his home being secretly filmed by The Chosen One, the former WCW champion demanded revenge and returned to action at Destination X on March 12, 2006, saving Christian Cage and Rhino from an attack by Jeff and his cohorts. Over the next few months, he took part in a series of multi-man matches where fan anticipation to see their hero take the TNA title away from Jarrett was able to build and build until finally, at August 13th's Hard Justice, he got his one-on-one shot at last. Unfortunately, he would be denied that night when Cage turned on him, costing him the victory. Sting was able to get one more shot after this, but in order to do so, he was forced to put his career on the line, with the last chance bout coming in October 2006's Bound for Glory. This extra incentive was enough to push the Stinger over the top, though, as he tapped out Jeff Jarrett with the Scorpion Deathlock to win his second NWA World Heavyweight title and his first major title since 1999. Yes, the old WCW favorite had proven that age was just a number as far as he was concerned, and that he wasn't going anywhere yet. He proved this over 2007 and 2008 as he feuded with the likes of Abyss, Christian Cage, and Kurt Angle. And it was in a match against the latter that he would even win the TNA World Heavyweight Championship for the first time. Still, there were some who worried that Sting was becoming a little too long in the tooth and stale by this point. To combat this, he turned heel, forming the Main Event Mafia with Kurt Angle, Booker T, Kevin Nash, and Scott Steiner, marking his first heel turn in years and proving that he still had plenty of mileage left in the tank character-wise. Over the next year, the Main Event Mafia would go on to mostly feud with the TNA Frontline, a collective of younger, up-and-coming wrestlers. This gave the Icon the opportunity to impart some of his experience onto the next generation while remaining in a high-level spot, so as to draw in viewers to the weekly TV show. It was hard, however, to get fans to boo a legend like him, and so in June 2009, he left the group, turning babyface once again. He would also go on to have the match that TNA fans voted Best of the Year at October 18th's Bound for Glory. Despite losing to AJ Styles, he proved that he could still be just as good in the ring as he ever was. It was after this match, however, that he first began teasing retirement, something which would ultimately become a recurring theme over the coming years. Sting was a little older by now, sure, but he was still a legitimate needle mover in the ratings, and was having a lot of fun working with the superb talent the TNA had on the roster. He chose to keep going in the end. He spent the next few years continuing to be one of the company's top guys, facing both established stars like Hulk Hogan, as well as fresher talent such as Samoa Joe. During this period, he also evolved his gimmick again as he morphed into a more maniacal, mischievous character, one that was clearly inspired by Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker in The Dark Knight.
Like, I'm telling this shit cost money, so I think I'm finding another website.
On the July 14th, 2011 episode of Impact. By 2012, he was spending less and less time in the ring, but was still a regular cast member on the show, at points appearing as the general manager when not competing. While he could still go when needed, it was clear that the wear and tear was starting to get to him, and his days as an active performer were winding down. Because of this, he now had a decision to make. He could retire in TNA, the company that had been so good to him and had given him a second life, but was still only seen by a comparatively small audience.
See a motherfucker
Or he could make the jump and have
got
that one match with
about
WWE
200,
that fans
goddamn.
have been clamoring for since the 90s. For better or worse, Sting chose
But
the
anyway,
latter.
man,
After a few teases, including an inclusion in the WWE
That the
2K15
website.
video game, he finally made his long-awaited debut with the company on November 23rd, 2014 at Survivor Series, when he helped Dolph Ziggler to beat Team Authority, but only after dropping Triple H with a Scorpion Death Drop first. Fans were elated at seeing something they thought they never would. Sting was the last holdout from WCW, and now that he was there, he had a whole host of dream matches, the biggest of which, in fans' minds, was against The Undertaker.
It be a YouTube.
Taker versus Sting was a potential
think I'm
encounter
not.
everyone in the industry had been talking about for over a decade
Y'all think
by
I don't
that
care
point.
boot.
the two bright gothic characters.
I not need no
One was
help,
Elmo
man.
to
I got my
WCW,
own
and
shit.
the
I
other
got my
the
own
Eternal of
PC.
WWE.
Jazz,
Seemed like the perfect fit for each
tabbing,
other.
come through, whatever.
Unfortunately, the match
I don't
everyone
have no
wanted
Mac.
wasn't to be,
For a Mac.
allegedly because
Shit.
Vince McMahon
I got
didn't
this.
believe the
I
two
got these
competitors were in
motherfuckers.
good enough shape at this
These
stage of their
I
careers
think these
to put on a
motherfuckers
match
about
worthy of the hype.
13,
Instead, Sting
15
began a
inch,
program with Triple H,
12
which would
inch, I
climax
don't
at
know.
WrestleMania
But
31 and
yeah.
bafflingly see the Icon lose. It wasn't a bad match. It was fun and
Alright.
nostalgic to see
I'm
both
so
DX
down
and the
on
NWO
it.
interfere.
On no
But the
website.
choice to have Triple H reign victorious during the Stinger's big debut match at WrestleMania
Big
left a
boos.
sour taste in many fans' mouths nonetheless. Perhaps in an attempt to rectify this, the
There are
company
no
brought
boos
back
about
to
here.
face Seth Rollins for the WWE title
Oh, well,
at the
bitch,
September
my
2015
goods.
pay-per-view. It was exciting to see
Hold
the
on,
man
I
challenge
think
for the belt that
on my
had
point,
evaded him all those
any
years. But
stages
unfortunately, it would be a
use
one-time
that.
thing.
I don't
As
know.
toward the end of the match, he would be
He got
injured,
free
leading to him
IP,
deciding to retire from in-ring
chisel.
competition afterwards. Yes, it was sad
But
that this
this
was the way Sting's career
he
had come to a
he
close,
showed
but
y'all
at
all
least he
the
didn't suffer any long-term damage, and he
No.
did get to go out facing arguably
He-
the
he-
best
he
wrestler on
only
the planet
free.
at the time.
put how many time, put my how many minutes, how many hours, how many days, how many months, how many years. That person gonna get bullied. Put their IP in and put that part, put that cord and that fucking IP Wi-Fi washer. What part they watched the wash good, bro.
At this point, Sting couldn't really wrestle, and The Undertaker was just about done. But with the smoke and mirrors that could be
what they
employed in a
talking
cinematic bout, he argued that this
yeah.
would be the perfect time to do it. Unfortunately, it seemed that McMahon didn't feel the same and turned the offer down.
One
This
last
is what
one.
led the former WCW champion to sign with AEW instead. Yes, to the shock of the wrestling world, on the December 2nd, 2020 edition of Dynamite, Sting made his AEW debut, saving Cody Rhodes and Darby Allin from an attack by Team Taz. This marked his first appearance on TNT, the former home of WCW, in 19
Bought
years.
the PlayStation,
It was later
all
announced
that.
that he had signed a multi-year deal with the company and may even
Xbox.
wrestle again in some form.
We got a lot of boos. Xbox too. Molly boos.
But he's paid
He
dividends for the
PlayStation
company
4,
already
PlayStation
by
3.
increasing
Good
their
shit,
viewership,
bro.
proving that even after all these years, he's
There's
still a
another
draw.
one.
One of the few true ones remaining, in fact. However, for all the paths his career has taken him, Sting will likely be remembered for his WCW run, where he was the undoubted face of the promotion in both Surfer and Chrome Guises. He was a crucial part of one of the biggest angles in wrestling history, and at one point,
Oh, I got where this shit.
other
Hold
wrestler
on.
in the world, with the exception of Steve Austin.
I'm not.
He inspired many of the
I
top
don't make
performers
more
of today, including
videos
John Cena,
about
Jeff Hardy,
the
and
boos.
Cody Rhodes. And thankfully, it
They're
looks
how
like
a boot.
AEW are going to treat him with the true icon status that WWE were never quite able to.
Yeah.
Because if there's anyone that deserves it, it's the man
think-
called Sting. Well, guys, what did you think of the video? Let us know in the comments below. Don't
Yeah, I
forget to
got one
smash
more.
the like button, subscribe to the channel, as well as follow Wrestle with Andy on Instagram and Twitter. Thanks for watching,
Yeah,
and
you
we'll see you
watch
next
it
time.
after. Balls after the.
At Burger King, $1 is
What
all
this
you
shit?
need. Get a flame grilled bacon cheeseburger or any of these other
I put
items
my
for just a
shit.
buck. For $1 your way, baby. Your way, way better.
Man, why you hide? Why you hide? You VPN. You scared your boo, man. They the spam. Well, get that. They the spam shit. The YPN. Don't tell you IP. Yeah, there y'all. But anyway, yeah, man. Yeah, I don't show you today.
In our opinion,
I don't show y'all more about
greatest
how
WWE
boot
superstar
people
of all
online.
time. More so than Hulk Hogan, The Rock, John Cena, or even
Look
Bruno
at this.
Sammartino.
This shit so
No
cool,
one has
bro.
ever been more over with fans, drew more money, or brought more eyeballs to the product. However,
She's so
his
cool,
voyage
I
to
did.
the top wasn't a straightforward one. From his early days in the world-famous Sportatorium to getting fired by WCW before finally going on to become Stone Cold. So, join us today as we take a deep dive into his entire career journey to the top in Bottom Line.
Shit, 30 right.
Stephen James Anderson was born on December 18th, 1964 to parents James and Beverly in Victoria, Texas. Stephen was the youngest of 4 siblings, and it's been speculated by him that the added pressure of having another child was what eventually caused his father to leave them behind when he was only a year old. Soon after this, Steve's parents' divorce was finalized, with what was left of the family relocating to nearby Etna, where his mother would marry a man named Ed Williams. Changing his name to Steve Williams from then on in, the youngster performed well in school, but what he really excelled at was athletics. By the time he was ready to leave, he had even been awarded a football scholarship at Wharton County Junior College, and this was later followed by a full scholarship to the University of North Texas. Yes, at 6'2" and with a naturally muscular build, it seemed that Williams was destined to excel in the sporting world, though this would not end up happening in football as he had originally thought. Instead, it was pro wrestling that became his calling. He had been a fan of the industry throughout his whole life, watching local Texas promotions like Fritz Von Erich's World Class Championship Wrestling and Paul Boesch's Southwest Sports as both a child and a young man. But up until then, he'd never thought of it as a career prospect.
This shit's so cool.
This changed when he decided to try it out for himself. In 1989, Steve joined WCCW star Chris Adams' wrestling school in Dallas, where he was trained in the ways of the industry. We say that, but really, the industry's secrets were still closely guarded back in those days, with kayfabe being strictly upheld at all times. Because of this, when he began learning, he was taught to apply